Hey, we are live. Hey, Donna, I'm Brad Tassell. I'm going to add this to the stream and then we're going to play it. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm
Let's
ready.
see. Does that look like something right there? Look at that. Here we go.
I'm wearing those shorts.
That's a dad.
Oh, yeah. What happens when your daughter wears shorts? Too short.
They're not.
Let's go. Let me see.
Dad. Are we glad men don't wear shorts that short?
I would do that.
From school the rest of the week.
I'm going to pick you up from school the rest of the week in those shorts. Now, her shorts are short, but I've seen worse. You know what I mean?
Make them a little bit longer.
I have seen much worse.
Look how he's walking.
Yeah, he is. He's
wiggling.
walking. Now, here we go. This guy is dressed as a banana.
A banana ballerina.
A banana ballerina, I guess, to embarrass his kids getting off the bus. I tell you, one time I was driving up the hill in Santa Claus and the bus caught on fire.
Oh,
And I was trying to flag the bus down, and I stopped the bus. And I got out and said, "Everyone off, the bus is on fire." She goes, "No, we can't get off the bus." I said, "Ma'am, fire burning." Oh, that's the girl that's being embarrassed.
She's upset.
Well, yeah, but they all know. Oh, this is a new girl. This is a new one.
Allie's here! Allie's here! Woo! Yeah!
I think kids secretly love this stuff. Don't you think?
I hope so.
I think she secretly loves it. Don't you think?
Have a great day, Bear!
All right, we'll do one more.
Into the picture.
You want me to show my butt?
No, not your butt.
Hi, I'm Reeves Daddy. I'm Reeves Daddy. Reeves, oh man.
Yeah, he's just embarrassing. I don't know if I don't know about that guy.
Guys,
Guy's not as good as the other ones. Oh well, let's start.
1,000 questions. 1,000 entertaining discussion of marriage. We aren't telling you to do or feel or change anything about your life. Really, just listen and enjoy. And if you need real help, find a professional for your specific problem. We don't know you. How could we speak to your deal? Okay, have fun.
Welcome everybody to 1,000 million marriage questions. So I'm trying to think in my past whether when I specifically did something to embarrass my daughter, just literally because I thought she deserved to be embarrassed. And I don't think
who
that is
doesn't deserve to be embarrassed? Everyone deserves to be embarrassed.
No, I mean,
Being a
it's
human
great to
being.
be, I mean, as a joke or to be loud to do something that's embarrassing for me. But I mean, because she did something that I thought wasn't correct or that I thought she needed to learn a lesson. So I specifically did
That's
something.
called shaming, not embarrassing. That's the opposite. That's not good.
Yeah.
Shaming is like when they have them hold a sign on the corner and they go, "I lied to my mom," and like that kind of thing. That's shaming. That's like abuse. That is not good.
Yeah.
To me, embarrassment is humor and funny.
Mm-hmm.
That is good.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I'm saying. I've never done the other one. I've never done, but a lot of people think that shaming is embarrassing. And I'm embarrassing normally, you know what I mean? Just my
your
presence,
existence. Yeah.
my existence is so that you kind of have to live with. But I don't think she ever hid or said, "Oh my God, here he is," or stuff like that. Probably because when she was little, I was there all the time. I was always eating lunch at the school. I was always sitting at the table. I was always talking with the other kids. So I think she was just used to me being annoying and embarrassing.
So maybe she's like immune to it now because you desensitized her.
No, I think later as she got older, it became more embarrassing only because she realized it's in a way how I think it works with kids a lot of times is that was tons of fun because she was little. But now when you're older, when you get to be a later teen and older, it's embarrassing with the fact that I have no real sense of what they're into, or I'm woke enough or understood enough what older kids are into. When you're under 12, everything's hilarious.
Annoying.
Now I'm just annoying. So
Mm.
why do what did you do with your kids?
All right. So I always do embarrassing moments. Always.
Mhm.
I do, like, if there's a song in the supermarket and I like the song, I'll start singing and dancing and being all like, woo. But I'd say the most recent embarrassing moment would be Maddie, my granddaughter, who's 13, prime embarrassment age, went to sea camp for a week. And me and her dad and 2 of her friends went to pick her up. So here she comes from Catalina on a ferry. And there's a boat full of sea camp kids, like from 12 to 18, right? And it's a boat full of them. And they're all like coming home from being a week away from their families. There's a lot of parents there. There's a lot of siblings. And we have a sign, like big poster board sign, welcome home, Maddie. And we see her on the boat and we start yelling and screaming. No other parents are doing this. Like no other parents no other parents are yelling and screaming. And Maddie comes off the boat and we start clapping and there's 4 of us making a big deal in the corner. And so she was like, okay. She didn't look like she loved it, but I think she loved it.
I think she loved it. I think I'm more that stuff. I think she enjoys. I think what she doesn't like is when I don't like what's going on and I'm going to decide that we need to have this fixed. Like if somebody's not doing, like if we're not being treated well, or if
like
I believe
service or your meal is wrong.
Yeah. Well, see, if my meal's wrong, that's fine. But if I'm fine with all those things happening, but if they then don't treat me well because of it, like, hey, could we get this fixed? And they're like, screw you. And I'm like, okay, we're going to see who's going to win this one now. You know what I mean? Wait a minute.
Is it
okay, hold on. Because no, in the beginning, I understand things are wrong all the time. But if then I say, hey, you didn't bring us this, you didn't do that, and it's not service, it's anything, or we didn't get this or that, and they say, well, screw you, you're not getting any of it. I'm going to, okay, let's work this out and let's see what's going to happen. I remember, and I didn't get angry with this one, and I tried to fix it without that. My father-in-law, the waitress dumped an entire Diet Coke in his lap.
Oh, goodness.
While we were eating. And then just walked away, didn't even give him a towel or anything, and then just avoided us because she was embarrassed, and then had to come, and she would just bring the food and walk away. I was like, wait a minute, she's not said anything, not apologized, not so I slip off and go and find the manager myself. And I'm like, look, I understand she's embarrassed, but really, you can't just dump a Diet Coke in a 80-year-old man's lap. And then you got to like come and offer to clean it or do something for him. And maybe you should talk to her and have her do that, because if she's embarrassed, I got it. But running away is going to make it worse for everybody. So, but I still think doing that, it embarrasses them that I think in a lot of ways they'd like to say, well, let's just get out of here. I say, no, this needs to be fixed. So I don't know.
How about this? Let me offer one, because I did one and I'm not sure if this is cruel or embarrassing, because my granddaughter did get really angry, and that Elena is what reminded me of that.
Yeah.
So I sent in a group text my granddaughter and her friends baby pictures and toddler pictures of my granddaughter, because she's a beautiful, adorable child.
Sure.
And I was like, oh my gosh, look how cute she is. Oh my gosh. And I would like send one after the other, like spamming, they call it.
Yeah.
To my granddaughter and her girlfriends in a group text. And she got so mad at me.
Yeah. Yeah. That is one thing that's bad, is revealing personal, private information to other people that a lot of times it's embarrassing stuff, and it's all about empathy and not understanding that what's hurts them isn't going to hurt you. I don't care if my picture goes out in underwear. Yeah, but your daughter does.
Like,
Your
I
da-
can't
you know what I
post
mean?
her picture on Instagram or Facebook unless she approves it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, unless, so
It's there now.
especially in their embarrassing. So, okay. So the first question is not even a question. I just want your response to this. It says, not sure I'm in a marriage.
Okay. Usually
somebody-
there's a piece of paper.
What?
Usually there's a piece of paper that says.
Yeah, I know, but what is man or woman? What is a woman saying if she says, not sure that I'm in a marriage?
Well, that's people get confused if there's no intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
So either partner would be like, is this really a marriage or are we roommates?
Yeah, but would that be more of a male thing, woman thing?
No, women too. Women
too, yeah. And what about if a woman says or a man says, I'm not even sure we're in a marriage, when they're not communicating at all, when it's just two ships that sail in the night? I guess that also deals with intimacy.
Yeah, or communication, or if they have like just nothing in common that they do ever.
Yeah.
That
they both have their own friends.
Yeah.
They don't even vacation together.
Yeah, like two separate lives. That's what I call a very disconnected relationship. It's
suddenly you're roommates and you know what I mean? You're just sharing. Although the new big thing in marriages is friends that get married, by the way. I don't know if you knew that.
I saw that's kind of going around.
Yeah, but I can see
marriage
that.
With convenience.
Yeah, and then they just sleep with somebody else if they want to, but they're married to that person. Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess to each his own, I guess. I don't know. Not my thing. But and my wife, we know we have one thing in common, just going out to eat anywhere. We've learned that we go to a town and we used to like, oh, where are the museums? Where's the stuff? Now we're like, where's the restaurants? Where's the really good? We're suddenly just.
So food is a hobby you guys have in common.
And we love and it's got to be special, important-y special food. And now there's a fly buzzing on my head that I just can't stand. Okay. Does life really get 10 times more miserable after you have kids? Does life get 10 times
more miserable? Oh my gosh. I don't think so. Do you think so?
Well, here's the thing. It does if you are in no way prepared to have kids. If you don't really have a marriage in the first place, if it's just this big surprise with two people who aren't really compatible anyway, yeah, life's going to be rough. Now, someday when the kids are all older, you're going to say, oh, thank God that happened. But yeah, if you've gotten it, but you get married, you spend some years married, you're planning, you're ready for kids. It goes just the opposite. It becomes
I don't like totally agree. I think you make the best of whatever happens. So I didn't plan mine and didn't get miserable, but I love my kids. So I guess if you don't want children and then you have children, you still don't want children, then it may be more miserable.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't say the marriage or relationship. It says, does life get more miserable?
Yeah. Well, I know you were out just haphazardly banging and got pregnant, but you were still with someone that you cared about and enjoyed. It wasn't a out of the blue, who is this person kind of a thing, where then you had kids. So, and I don't know if it's
but that happens, and it still doesn't make people miserable.
No. But it doesn't say the kids make you miserable. It says life gets more miserable.
I don't think life gets more miserable. Like,
I don't either.
To me, it's your choice. Let's say, does life get more miserable if your arm gets cut off?
I think a lot of people say, yeah, for a while it makes it more. You're right. Well, their life shouldn't get 10 times more miserable, only if they're miserable people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
That's the idea. So if you're a miserable person, then I guess it could get more miserable after you have kids.
So the thing is,
what you make of it.
How about this? Does life get 10 times more miserable for everyone around you when something happens that, that you are making everyone miserable because something happened that was unexpected for you that you didn't.
It'll get miserable for everybody around you.
That's right. So you are making everybody's life. Yes. So
Yes.
so the answer is
So
everyone
their
around
lives
this
get more
person.
miserable.
Everyone around this person is freaking miserable. I think
Yes.
that's what it's coming out. So,
Yes.
okay. We're going to move quick today and be done early. Okay. Oh my God, this is vile. But I looked through the bucket and I'm telling you, I looked through and this question or something like it appears at least 100 times that I found already. So
is it about sex?
But not only about sex, it's about the kids walking in, but there's a extra little component I want to talk about. Is it worse if my kid walks in on my wife and I having sex or one of us masturbating? Now, what I'd like to say is never in my history of my life did I think my kid's in the house, so I'm going. Now, my wife and I have had sex with my child in the house, asleep at night, something like that. But I cannot think of a time when I thought, I don't know, just something about a kid, my kid being in the house. I have no thoughts of doing that. I don't. Is that weird?
Turn off. It was a turn off for you.
Well, because I don't know. It just is. There's something extra triple creepy about anybody being in the house. My wife being in the house, a daughter being in the house. Not that I've ever done it.
You've never done that.
Never, ever. But had I ever, I'm going to tell you that if my wife or daughter are in the house, my mind could not go to say, hey, I can't, I'm doing this. Is that weird?
We've already talked about your prudishness. Okay.
Yeah.
It's obviously a thing already.
Yeah.
Not everybody is like you. Some of us are a little more relaxed about things. So I can see, in the house or, doing that while some kids are occupied or something. But it said, which is worse is.
Yeah, that says which is worse. So wait, let's before you say that, you're saying you've been home doing a thing, you're all you, and the kids have been there banging on the door.
Really? Not banging on the door, no.
No, they just walk in. Okay, great. So they just walk right in, and there you are.
We have lots on the door.
The door is vibrating.
Is that what's happening?
They walk up and they put their hands on the door, and it's vibrating.
The whole room.
And they're like, "Nope, mom needs some time."
That would be dad listening to his music. That would actually make the whole door vibrate. The whole room would vibrate.
Okay, now finish what you were saying.
So which is worse? Which is worse? I don't think there's a worse. I think it's how you handle it. So it's not going to be, either way, it's awkward.
Awkward.
Either way would require some processing, which will be awkward. But I don't think there's one's worse than the other.
Now, not that this is a real story or I've ever done this, but when I was younger, a teenage boy, I remember my not hearing people coming home and then trying to get in the room. And I'm like, not that
Were you occupied?
But I was occupied and being like, oh my, and I'm sure my mom or boys' moms who have ever done this are they're like, oh God. I mean, but they gotta be but mom's gotta be thinking about this all the time with these boys. They're like, they are just, matter of fact, Patty Vasquez, who does the show, did a thing about her son is locked in the damn bathroom. They have one bathroom because the other one's being renovated. He's in there 30 minutes. And she's like, he's 16. It should take him 2 minutes. What's he doing? And he comes out of the bathroom. And instead of that, he's like, I just read an entire article about the way the Trump administration has done. She's like, what? What are you doing in the bathroom reading all these articles?
She thought he was doing something else.
Yeah, she wishes he was. She wishes he was doing the other thing. It would have been faster. She could have gotten the freaking bathroom.
Right.
Could have done it. I think here. Oh, Tim Pierce. I think hearing your parents is worse.
That is kind of disturbing.
Because then they keep going, and they don't stop if it's loud.
I've had kids complain to me, and I have to talk to their parents because it's creeping the kids out.
Oh my God. So, well, now we've always had a thing where I don't think, especially my wife, she can't, if she thinks anybody can hear anything, then we just have to basically stop, because she cannot have that. Cannot have anybody hearing anything. Been on for 5 minutes, but that's as much as I can watch a conversation in freeze mode. Oh, are we frozen?
Not
Tom
for the
Hanks?
other people, so I'm thinking it's that guy.
Oh, Tom, it might be your stuff. I'm so sorry that we're frozen. So, well, and I apologize. So, okay, so we've decided neither one is worse. Although, man, just to think about being in this house and my wife or daughter, and I'm doing something, and they walk in the room. I just I don't know. Now you'd think I'd have the kind of, I wish I had this, like, no chill. Let's get the children out of it. But if you're doing that and the wife comes in and you're like, all right, take over, baby. I wish I was that kind of guy. You know what I mean? That I wouldn't be embarrassed at all.
It sounds like you had a traumatic experience when you were young, which
maybe I did.
Intensify your embarrassment, because my guy doesn't seem to get embarrassed.
You're always walking in on him, and he's on all fours, swinging from a thing. He's got a quart of Vaseline out.
Yeah,
he's got a quart of Vaseline out. He's got a pouring up on the wall TV. He's
right. Or he'll call me in. Hey, come in here. Check
this.
Well,
now I would do something where if I was setting something up, then I would call her in, but she knows I was setting it up. Not that I just got caught like, oh, here we are in the middle of it. I don't know. Yeah,
there's no when you're a grown up and you're married.
That's true. Well,
there's no if it's your wife touching you, it's not like you're doing something naughty. Like it's not like that.
And it shouldn't be that way when you're a kid and your parents walk into your bedroom. No, and I think we've talked to, I don't know what anybody's going on, but I think we've said our discussions about sex is everything is fine. As
long as it's not hurting anybody who doesn't want to be hurt.
If you're, especially with yourself, that is natural. It's great. It's fine. But for some reason, I have this weird thing about, I don't know,
trauma.
You're right. Maybe I was, caught by the entire football team. No.
We'll just add that to your list of issues that we have going already.
I've got so many issues.
No, we have
not necessarily
inhibitions.
Yeah. Well, and it's not religious in any way. I don't think Jesus, he's not worried about it. He'd probably be for it too. Okay. Oh my God. How do you know when it's over?
When what's over? Because we just talked about masturbating. So is it, how do you know when
masturbating's over? I know exactly when that's over. I don't know about you, but I think every guy in here knows when that's over.
A big clue.
And that's when you sneak the sock to the washer. Okay. got a sock. I think about using, those are the old days, a sock. I got blurry.
I don't know that life. That's not my life.
That's not your life? You don't use a sock?
No.
I remember back in the old days. No, I don't. So how do you know I'm thinking they're thinking the marriage? How do you know when the marriage is over?
I guess when someone says it's over. When they're like, it's over. I'm out.
But is it this person feeling like it's over and the other person has no idea?
I think I work with couples. When there's a will, there's a way. There's no over if you don't want it to be over. If you want to work, you can fix. But if someone does not want to work or fix, then it's over. They're like, it's over. You have to go with it. You can't have a relationship when one of them is not participating.
Well, but see, this is not true though. Elena, you start hating each other. You can go through times in your regular marriage where I don't want to use the word hate, but I mean that you're just not
super annoyed.
You're super annoyed and you fix it. I mean, you work on it, you realize it's happening and you fix it, you know, because you can start.
And even she said no communication, even no communication can be fixed.
Yeah. Even
when there's a will, there's a way. But if there's no will, there's no way.
Yeah.
No one wants to actually work. It's not, then it goes nowhere.
Yep. Where there's a will, there's a lot of greedy kids hoping you die. Okay.
So stay married.
Stay married and give everything to the spouse. And then when they die, marry somebody really young and give everything to them.
Oh,
okay. If mom goes on girls' weekend and leaves kids with dad, should she leave instructions or let him wing it? Why do you have a husband that doesn't know how to take care of the kids for a weekend?
Yeah.
What?
I know, like, did you never let him parent ever?
What has he never chosen to parent? That just seems, I guess there's people like this. Maybe the guy just doesn't.
Very uninvolved parents.
Yeah,
like there are plenty of, like, the woman's like, this is my department, and the guy's like, then I go to work and that's my department, and never the twain shall meet. So there are people like that. Not that that's healthy, okay? But if that is a relationship and this person doesn't know how to run that department, then I'd say, yeah, give them instructions. But you can prevent that by cooperatively parenting as a team.
Yeah.
That's the healthy way to do things.
That is, well, and that he just wouldn't even know, you know, and even if it's a baby, even if it's how old is this person? Now, if it's somebody and even then, like my wife expressed milk too. So if she had to be gone, it didn't matter. I had a big freezer full of breast milk when she was 3 months old or 4 months old.
Maybe these are moms that, like, maybe this is a mom that is super controlling and wants everything to be like super on the dot. They can only eat this. They can't eat that.
That's what I think.
Yeah. If you're leaving town, going hanging with your girlfriends, let the other parent how they want.
Yeah. He's fine. It's just not going to be the exact way she wants it. And I've always said, if you come back and everybody's alive and happy, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Crazy. Okay.
No, now, Elena, anger does not mean the end of everything.
Anger. Wait, let me see this. So anger doesn't mean the end of everything. I have to think about this. No, anger is a secondary emotion.
Anger, yes, you are correct. Yeah. Anger is a symptom of a problem. It means we have a problem. Houston, we have a problem. So anger is a symptom. It's what we use as therapists to go like, oh, there's a problem. But it's not, it doesn't have to be maintained or kept forever. You can overcome anger. And if you want to, you can. And if you do, the relationship goes much better. And
a lot of times people are very embarrassed about their anger later. So as maybe they should be for how they act.
You can be angry. You can't be mean.
That's right. If they're being mean, that's a whole nother problem.
Yeah, that's cruel and abusive.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
cruel
be
and
angry
abusive
without being abusive.
Yes, like my wife says to me, I'll go like this. You're angry. I just sighed. That's enough. You're angry. I said we're in pretty good shape if that's the height of my anger is when I sigh. Right. And I have to admit it. You're right. I have to admit, you're right. That was my angry face.
What?
Okay, I'm going to do this one because it's horrible, and then that brings up this quiz that oh my gosh, you're not going to believe. Okay, is it okay to spank your wife and the children with the same belt?
Who are these audience members of yours?
Is it okay to spank your wife and children with the same belt? No, you have to have their names on them and hanging up.
I'm thinking they're talking intimate spanking and discipline.
I don't know.
I would say that's two different purposes for the spanking item. Although I'm going to say right off the bat, I don't believe spanking is efficient or
obviously. everyone should agree, if you're hitting anybody, you're a terrible person. Okay, go ahead.
No, we shouldn't. But if, let's say, his wife wants to be spanked,
Sure.
that's, that's their personal area. And I think toys for your personal private activities should be kept in their own personal private area.
Yeah, that's fine too. And you shouldn't be hitting your kids for any reason. There's no reason. So have a belt for the wife for fun if she likes it. No hitting kids whatsoever.
Yeah, take a parenting class for the other.
And if you are actually thinking about hitting your wife because she needs discipline, then you need to go to jail, especially with the other two.
That's assault.
That's assault. So anyway, this quiz comes from wife.org.
All right.
Wife.
Okay, my kind of place.
And it is test your marriage money skills. And this is for the wife.
You and your money.
No, I know, but this is a quiz for the wife.
All right.
My partner handles money like a bull in a china shop, according to our mutual agreed plan, in a way I never completely understood. So this isn't too bad. No, this one's different, and I'll show you why in a second.
Okay. What does your wife say about you?
What did my wife say about me? Oh, none of those, because she says do anything, do whatever. She doesn't want. I force her to be involved. I sit her down every so many months to go, here's where we are, here's what we've got, here's what we're doing. She goes, great, fine, good for you. She's never done her own taxes, and I'm fine with all that. But so I guess it's our mutually agreed plan, and that plan is whatever I want to do, and she doesn't care.
It sounds like my partner handles money, so I don't have to. Is your plan? You handle the money, she doesn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, that's right. So, but I think everybody should have a mutually agreed plan, and you should both be involved. Okay,
ours is not mutually agreed. Ours is like mutually understood. It's like an understood plan.
But you've kind of kept your money separate for 1,000 years.
A lot of it, yeah. But
yeah,
there's still conjoint stuff.
Yeah, no, that's unhealthy, and you're wrong. Okay. My partner and I have discussed our long and short-term financial goals, why we never seem to be going anywhere, and whose fault that is, the balances of our separate accounts. So you're C.
No, I'm all of them.
You're all of them? Why we never seem to be going anywhere, and who's at fault? Yeah, I was going to say, financially, that's where that's. So whose plan's better? Mine.
I'm all of the above.
So whose plan's better, mine or yours? So it looks like mine is better. So,
you're such a Dorcas.
Yes, I know, but our plan. So
a financially secure one.
Yes, we being financially secure helps, but our long and short-term financial goals we discussed. Now, the next one is fun for wife.com. I understand how to call my honey and ask for a larger allowance, tell a bill collector no cash for you, pay bills, manage accounts, talk to a financial advisor. So this is the wife. Does she call her honey for a larger allowance?
That's just silly. That is just silly.
How is that? Now, in the world today, we've got an entire section of people that are called sugar babies. The new thing is sugar babies, where it's a totally open thing where young women are saying, it's just going to be, I'm going to marry some old guy with a bunch of money. He knows that he's that. I know that I'm just the young thing that he's going to give money to.
Plaything.
Toy, and that this is the relationship, and everybody shut up because this is the way it is, and it's fine.
I've seen those shows on reality TV.
I know, but so is that bad? Is that wrong? Is there something? Is there a problem with this?
I think that's not a lot of self-worth for the female in there. I would say it's kind of devaluing yourself because you're more than your body parts or your hair or whatever is attractive. But once they get to be about 35, 40 years old, they'll realize that. And then
and I guess hopefully you've both grown and changed, or he died.
Right. It's probably he died.
If you're still together. Because I remember a friend of mine's daughter, she was just getting out of high school, didn't know what she wanted to do. Did she want to go to college? And she said, I just want to find an old man to take care of me. And I said, that is not what you want to do in any way. I know you're being silly right now. And I guarantee you now that it's 7 or 8 years later, 9 years later, where she's with the greatest guy in the world. They're both working towards a lot of goals. They both have college degrees. She would look back on that girl and go, what a twit that girl was.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and just think if she had found this 45-year-old guy, and now that's where she was 7 years later. So, but
So just so you know, on my end for number 3, it's B and C.
You know how to tell a bill collector no cash for you.
I do.
Yeah. I've never, to my knowledge, talked to a bill collector. Okay. I know how to talk to financial advisors and tell them you're wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about. Okay. My partner and I divide the money management tasks in our house by custom. What? Because it's some sort of other
like
country?
Gender roles or something?
Well, by some sort of culture, as in a culture where the man is in charge of this and the woman does that. By natural ability, hello, and by sheer neglect. Hey, there you go. You're C.
I would say more it's like if there was a D, it's by who has the money.
Who has the money? Yes. Who made the money that month?
The person who made the money gets to manage the money.
Wow. So you've got like because your husband's now retired. So you've got you're pulling all the chains.
Yeah. Yeah. Boss babe right here. Boss babe.
Wow. I think natural ability which is funny because my wife's a math and education professor. Yet when it comes to like money and investing, those are not mutually exclusive. Like math people are not money people in a lot of ways. And money people are not math people.
Oh.
Like I could be a good accountant if I wanted to be an accountant, but when it comes to real math and stuff like that, I have no freaking idea. So we have established a budget based on our current spending habits and our future financial goals. A document prepared 15 years ago by a credit counselor, never mentioning the B word in our house. Do you ever mention the B word?
There's D. I have an app for that. You
have an app that does budgeting?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're at a point now where for 25 years, every cent, I would go through every credit card statement, everything. And if there was a nickel from some place that I didn't know, I would dig into it and I would say, I would call people. You charge me for this. You better take it off. Or I'm going to come destroy you. Every cent. And now we are charged for so much crap. I'm sure that
the app looks for that too. Things that you're paid for that you forget you signed up for.
But you're paying for that app.
Yeah. No. I think of the app I'm not paying for.
I know what I'm signed up for. And we like HBO Max. I don't think we've watched anything on HBO Max in 3 months. We bought it for a reason. We watched that. And now it's really expensive. It's $16 a freaking month. And
oh my gosh.
And and we've got like 19 of these. And we're just, well, maybe something next month will be. So until I see a problem or, you see numbers going down, I've always done this. I've always like, okay, where are we? Are our numbers going up? Are we fine? And then, okay, well, then I won't worry about it as much. That's how I do it anymore. So I know my spouse's investment personality and risk tolerance. Greatest financial foibles. Name.
I would say for me, I would say yes to all 3, and I do know his name.
What is his risk tolerance?
He would like to invest with 0 risk.
So it's all CDs for you.
It's the house
that pay. So the house
is the investment.
Oh, that's it.
That's it for him.
For him.
Yeah.
Okay. For him. But no, what about
medium risk tolerance?
Like what?
Like I do have some mutual funds.
Okay.
I did invest in a little of that cryptocurrency.
Wow.
But mainly my financial advisor, it's, we talked about this. It's like a moderate risk tolerance and I'm good with that.
That's fine. I got out of crypto because I got in a little, but I got out because it is so bad for the environment. It is just destroying the environment. Oh. Mining it is probably causing the most burning of coal fuel in the world right now.
Isn't it internet currency?
Yeah, I know, but to mine it, to do all the calculations, run so many servers, so many things.
Oh, I thought you meant like mining, digging.
No, mining it meaning passing it back and forth, selling it. is the worst burner of coal energy in the world.
Oh,
So
I see what you're saying.
I know. Last one, my spouse and I have made a commitment to each other, never go to bed angry, discuss our finances regularly. Which who cares?
Can it be all of them?
Yeah.
All of the above.
Yeah. Never to go to bed angry. Although I just read a thing that said going to bed angry is not that big a deal.
Yeah, it's not. But you don't. The whole thing is because you don't want to die like that. You don't want that to be like your last moment with your spouse, is that angry moment. And I think that never going to bed angry is from the olden days when people would die in their sleep. That's what
I guess. I don't know.
We do never want to leave the house angry. I don't want to leave.
But I know. See, I know we've had 30 years. And if somebody dies and we were angry at that last minute, I'm not going to feel like, oh, I've wasted all that time and now they think in heaven that we were angry forever. I just don't think that's going to
be like, I didn't get to tell them.
I didn't get to tell.
I love them.
Why did you not spend 30 years telling me that you love them just because you were angry? Forgotten. Oh my God.
When they went to bed. And then they died. And then I didn't get to tell them.
That is the dumbest thing in the world. That is the dumbest thing. That is so stupid.
I think of it like kind of like a what do you call it? Like a superstition.
Yeah.
It's like a superstition, but I have a thing. I don't want to leave the house in a bad way.
No, I don't either. I don't want to do that either, but that's not why. Mine's just the opposite. I know I've got to come back. I ain't leaving the house. If I knew whenever I was going to leave somewhere and the people there were all going to die immediately, I would slash and burn the world. I wouldn't care. I'd be in this thing and be like, forget that. They're not going to tell anybody. I don't have to go back and face this. Goodbye. I'll walk out. But I know I've got to go back. So I better be nice and better leave.
Right.
Because
I need to show your face.
I need to show my face in there again. Mm-hmm. But if I knew they were going to die, forget it. I would just be the worst because no one would ever know. No one would ever know. See, you got it wrong. I think you got it wrong. Yeah. Right?
Yepers. That would be me getting it wrong again.
That's so wrong. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We've seen it. Maybe Joe will be back next week. We've stopped doing commercials in this show. Well, I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Donna. Here's the end of the show.